Hey, what's going on YouTube? So my dividend portfolio hit an all-time high, so I wanted to make a video to kind of share with you guys the progress that it's been on and how it's doing and kind of just breaking down a little bit more of it. So we're gonna hop on the computer, and this is my M1 Finance portfolio. This is where outside of a retirement account, I hold the most in stocks, and you can see here we hit over $70,000 in our portfolio. So for a little while we peaked at 69,000, and then when the market went down, it kind of obviously took everything down. Even with us, putting more money in and buying the dip, it kept going down, and finally we hit over 70,000. And so I wanted to make this video because this is a pretty cool milestone, honestly. Granted 75 would be even nicer, but 70,000 is a huge milestone, especially because it's been so long, where in the past, it was easy to kind of just keep incrementally hitting new milestones when the market's good. But when the market is down a lot, it kind of gets a little defeating sometimes to not see, you hitting those new highs. So let's kind of take a look and see how it kind of performed over the last month with all that drop that's been going on, and kind of, take a little bit deeper look. Now, I am using M1 Finance. This is the platform I absolutely love using. It's great for long-term investors like myself and dividend investors. So I will have a link for them in the show notes down below. That does help support out the channel, but you get nice little bonuses for signing up as well. And you get more free content just like this because it helps me produce content. So what we're going to do is kind of look over and see how we've been doing. So if we just kind of drop over here to the day, you see the day was down just a little bit, $140, nothing too crazy. We're actually up on the week about $875, which is really, really nice. I haven't actually deposited anything last week, which is the first time in a long time I haven't done that. Usually when the market goes up really quickly in a very short amount of time, I kind of hold back even in this time period, just not in case for anything, but just to be a little bit cautious. In the last month, we are up $3,600, and you can see we deposited about almost $2,000. The cool thing is we've actually earned almost $95.28 in the last month. That's huge. That's very, very cool. And I'll actually show you how much I am projected to make at the end of March as of this recording, which is nice. And then you can see here, over the last quarter, we're actually still down about $4,222. So if the market wasn't down, we'd probably be at that $75,000, which is really nice. And then eventually, a big goal is to hit that $100,000 marker. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you have that subscribe button hit that like button. That way we can, see that progress of getting to 100,000, because it's gonna be mind-blowing, honestly, for myself, just to get to that point. And a lot of that is consistency and just sticking with it. You can see that in that quarter time period, we actually put in quite a bit of money. We put in $8,269.88. Some of that has been the dividends that paid out, so keep that in mind. You can see earned dividends in this time period is $185. So that amount is just going to keep on growing every single time that we get paid out, just because now we own more shares. These companies are increasing their dividends. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. So I mentioned that our peak was right over here. You can see January 3rd of 2022. The peak was $69,326. And then it started going down, obviously. I was buying a little bit of the dip, and it kind of picked back up a little bit. And then you can see that huge drop in this area here. Our portfolio went down to as little as $61,771 from its peak, while I was still depositing I think $500 on average every single week into the portfolio. So it's crazy to sit there and be like, well, I'm putting money in, and every time I put that money in, it keeps going lower as a balance. And so it's a hard thing to grasp for a lot of people. And even when my portfolio was a much smaller account, under, $10,000, that still was the case during down times, right? So it's just something to keep in mind that obviously the dollar amounts can get bigger, but those percentages, are still going to have that same impact, right? For us, where if you're down 10%, even with $10,000 in your account or $100,000, obviously the dollar amounts are going to be crazy different, but the percentage is still the same. So we're all kind of going through that motion of, the market's going down or the market's going up for the majority of us. But for the most case, we'll see a lot of the trends going the same, especially with people having a lot of the same funds in their account. Obviously, the market went back up and we were depositing, and then you could see here it's just kind of staying steady, dropped again, staying a little steady, dropped, and then finally we had that nice little uptick. And again, I slowed down during that time period just because with massive growth in a short period of time, I just wanted to be a little bit more cautious, hold a little bit more of that cash. And then if it dropped again, deposit some more. And if it just kept going up, then we'll just keep investing again, no problem. So if we go over to the last year, we're actually still up about $6,200. Check this out. In the last year, we've earned almost $600 in dividends. That's awesome. That is extra money that we're taking and putting right back into our portfolio because we love reinvesting our dividends. And you can see here in that time period, we put in quite a bit over that time. And you can see our graph just going from, a year ago is $27,088 to $70,000. Like that's pretty massive growth right there. A lot of deposits going in, but that's again consistency. And I'll show you once we go to our all time. I started with $100 in this portfolio, which is really crazy to think because I was really nervous going with individual stocks and just getting into that market a little bit more because I was investing for a long time, but then knowing that this account was going to be something where I was going to really start pouring in as much as I could over time, $100 and then doing like $10 a week to start was like what helped me stay consistent. But before I show you guys our all time right now, one thing I do want to just mention is if you do have the student loans, if you have really high interest rates, you can actually refinance your student loans entirely for free. It costs you absolutely nothing to refinance. So my friends at Earnest actually do have it where you can check your rates. It takes about 2 minutes, and you could be saving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars during that whole time period for your loans. And the cool thing is that extra money you can use to do anything else you want with, like investing or whatever. And then if you do end up refinancing, using that link supports the channel, but you also get a nice $100 bonus just for refinancing. So you actually get paid for going through that process to help you save some extra money. So check out that link down below. I honestly think it would help you out if you are having some high interest rates. And especially with rates going up, better late than never to actually get those done. So let's go to the all-time here, and you can see, so all-time, we're actually up about $10,000 in our portfolio. We've earned almost $915 in our dividends, which is almost crazy, like just getting $1,000 in dividends paid out. Granted, we started this portfolio in January of 2019, so it's been a couple of years now, but we have a couple stocks that don't pay out dividends, obviously, so I'll show you here, but as an overall, I'm pretty happy with my portfolio. I love the way it looks. I love the way, these companies are paying out their dividends, the growth that we've been having, even during the downtimes, because, it's all honestly for the long term. So I'm not planning on using this money for another like 13, 14 years. So the whole plan is to either get enough money from this for dividend payouts or to pull this money back out and use it for other really cool things as well. So we'll see in the long term if this channel is still going in, that time period. You guys can hopefully see that growth happening because I think it'll be really cool to just kind of take people through this journey of like what I'm doing and how I'm learning the process and going through all the motions. So to show you guys right here, check this out. January 23rd, $100 I put in it. I don't know why it shows 109 or $100.09, but it was $100 that I deposited. And then over time, it just kept growing. And, I put a little bit more. And as I got more comfortable, I kept depositing money in. And then eventually it got to a point where now I'm getting paid out really nice dividends. Like, let me actually show you in my activities feed here. And I'll show you right here. So like Lockheed Martin, I just got paid out $17.11. Home Depot, I got paid out $30, like $30, and I did nothing. I just sat around, owned the stock, and I got paid out $30, and I get 3 more of those throughout the year, which is just like, to me, crazy to think about. And if they increase their dividends, I just make more, and if I buy more shares, I get more. It's just a beautiful thing, honestly. Like I absolutely love that kind of stuff. So let me actually break this down more because I got like NextEra Energy, $20, Microsoft, $14. Some of these companies don't pay as much. So even though I own quite a bit of Costco, smaller yield that they pay out. So I got $5.82, but the growth on that has been great. They pay out special dividends sometimes. So it's just really, really nice to have these companies, to hold them and see the benefits of them long term. Because when I started investing back in, January 23rd, putting in that $100 wasn't going to yield me a lot of money. Even at a 4% yield in a year, you're going to get $4. Like, it's not going to be the, mind-blowing, life-changing situation. But when you keep putting money in, like, yeah, it's going to have an impact for sure long term. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see where it goes. I just recently deposited some money into this account because I got paid out that $17.11 from Lockheed Martin, and then I wanted to do a smaller deposit, so I did $250. So I actually manually put these in here. So M1 Finance will just like deposit the money in, but I kind of wanted to put them in certain companies for now. So I'm putting in $100 into Home Depot. I feel like they're kind of undervalued at the moment right now, and I see a lot of upside on their side. So we got Ross right over here. I'm putting in $67.11. Ally has been down quite a bit recently, so I'm putting in an extra $50. And then Amazon, I'm putting in $50 as well. Now, Amazon doesn't pay out a dividend for most people that might know that. But my hope is either one of two things, where by the time I do want to start living off of these dividends, either Amazon might start paying out dividends, which would be really awesome, and I already own the shares, or if they don't, but the stock has gone up enough, I can sell it and then buy into companies that are paying closer to 3.5 to 4% dividend yield. So, like I said, we'll see how that goes. A lot of that is going to be determined on, sticking to it and following through. So, again, make sure that you are subscribed as well down below, so that way you can follow along on this journey. Make sure you hit that like button as well too, because it does help out the channel. And then, like I said, if you want to check out some of the resources down below with M1 Finance or refinancing your student loans, all of that is always going to be in the show notes down below for you. And what I'm going to also do too is I'm going to put up a video right over here so you can keep on learning and growing, checking out the portfolio, seeing how it's growing, and learning more about dividend investing. My name is Dennis, and I'll see you in that next video.